Welcome to the Energy Hour. The Energy Hour is brought to you by Quality Home Improvement, Southern California's premier residential and commercial contractor, making homes and businesses energy efficient, one building at a time.
Hey, what's going on, Mark? Happy Friday. You made it. All that traffic you got to drive in every week, right?
Oh, that's part of what we'll talk about in the long term today. Thank you, Chris, thank you for the invite down to the studio.
Thanks for coming, man. You're a great friend, and you have a product that I want to tell everybody about today.
Sure.
That just, tickled me pink, and all the services that it has to offer. Quick background on you, Mark. You do a couple of professional services, and then you work for this one company that I think is phenomenal, World Financial Group, WFG, right?
This is true.
I mean, those are the three letters that everybody should be paying attention to. And the greatest thing about it is we talk about energy efficiencies all the time on the show, and how to help people save money, put the money in the right spots, the right vehicles, not only for today, but the future, right? And one of the things that we were talking about earlier last week was, how could solar help save you money to do extra things with it, right? And it resonated with me just a couple of days ago, and I said, Mark, you got to tell people about this. You keep telling me all the time, and you tell anybody that I throw your way, that the extra money that you can save on a solar system, that what you're saving every month, where can you put that, Mark? I mean, seriously, I know where I can put it, but where would somebody else put that money?
Sure. So, great intro, by the way. Thank you so much. Love it.
We try to please, man.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely. Thank you for listening. So what I've learned in my time, we're talking about the financial services business in the years that I've been in it. I don't mind admitting I was introduced to it actually by my personal physician, fell ass backwards into it. What I had discovered, and I'm speaking on behalf of what I call the 95% of regular people that walk the continental U.S., we have that 5%, and I'm not disparaging, but we have the 5% of folks that have money figured out. They know what they're doing with it, where to put it, why, when, with the different vehicles to win. The 95% of us,
everybody else, right?
Quite frankly, aren't too clear. Our parents didn't teach us. Our high school didn't teach us. And I found it my passion when I discovered paths and avenues to help clients out to travel down. My passion is opening up that world to them, sharing with the 95% of regular middle America what can be done, the possibilities with your money. And you talk about coupling that, working with your business, which I'm quite familiar with. You and I go way back.
Yeah, for sure.
If a homeowner could save, a few $100 a month, and then somebody like me comes along and shows them the possibilities of what can be done long term, that's a total win-win for everybody in the room. And it bears repeating, it's my passion. I feel like Cain walking the earth.
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like Johnny Appleseed.
I love it.
Helping families understand what possibly could be done, showing them options, and to sound a little bit arrogant, I'm batting 1,000. Everybody I've introduced myself to, I've had the pleasure
epiphany.
The pleasure of sitting down with. Epiphany is a great word. It's fun to watch all the eyes in the room turn into the size of ping pong balls.
I love it, man.
Yeah, and I'm here to talk about that. Again, the different opportunities, the roads that can be traveled, and share what I've learned with middle America, the 95%. In my world, you shouldn't have to have a portfolio that's minimum $250,000, $500,000, $1 million for somebody of intelligence and experience and proper licensing to talk to you. You shouldn't have to be that way.
That makes sense.
Yet the 5%, and I'm not disparaging because I'm a pasty white Republican, but the 95% don't know. And our target audience is you and me, the folks we know that we run with. and I'm batting 1,000.
Unfortunately, I should have been doing this 40 years ago.
Yeah, so if you're a beam of light right now, you're just coming out of the womb, listen up, because Chris is correct. Give me a shout. We need to get that started.
Well, when you told me yesterday, one of the things that I have a new grandson. His name's Carter.
Yep.
He came out of the box about 5-6 years ago. He just turned 6.
Okay.
And it resonated with me. I'm just like, wait a minute. There's still hope for me. We can still do some things on the side. But why am I not selfishly putting $100 a month in some kid's future? Seriously? If I had grandparents way back when that would have thought the same thought process that I'm thinking right now, holy crap, Batman, I wouldn't have to worry about this thing called Social Security if it's going to be there, right? It's a different vehicle that just empowers me as a grandparent, but it substitutes my kid's future. And let's be honest with each other, man. The future is kind of bleak out there.
So
financially speaking.
So here's what I've seen growing up in Middle America, and I don't mind sharing because I'm sure I'll relate to everybody in the room that's listening. We go to school, grade school, middle school, high school. Some of us go to college, what have you. Some of us don't. Some of us go straight into the workforce. We're pre-programmed, the 95% I keep talking about, we're pre-programmed to go out and get a job, get a house with a white picket fence, 2.3 kids, grab a dog, grab a cat, get a car payment. We're pre-programmed that way. Think about it when you're actually a little kid. You talk about Carter, your grandson. I guarantee you right now when he wakes up in the morning, he has no problems. Yes or no?
No, he's great.
He's got no challenges, no struggles. He's also a blank slate.
Oh, yeah.
And when we were little kids, like 6-year-old Carter, when we were little kids, we were fired up every day. We wanted to be a fireman. We wanted to be the president of the U.S. We wanted to be a deep-sea diver. We wanted to be everything. We had no inhibitions, and nobody in our adult world, grandparents, parents, were telling us you can't do that. But as we grow up and get in the 95% of society, and I don't mean to sound like a cult, but it's a pretty damn big cult.
Yes, it is.
We grow up, and then, it sounds a bit hokey and corny, our vision or our dreams of what we don't want to do slowly get pounded into the ground by everybody surrounding you.
Stuff.
Yeah, Carter's 6. He's my hero. Don't know the kid.
Yeah.
Someday I will.
Yep.
But he gets to do whatever he wants. When did that change?
I know. We didn't.
Guilty.
Yeah, hello. I didn't think about stuff like that. Of course, I'm a kid way back when. I was thinking about Cox cars, stubbing my toe on the bicycle when I went around the corner too low. Dumb stuff like that. I really, really, really wish my parents, and the sad part is they weren't educated, so they didn't know either.
What did I say?
So it just kept getting handed down and down and down. And I'm glad, reality kind of smacked me in my forehead.
Sorry about that.
No, it is what it is, right? But the good thing is we can do something about it now.
Yep.
Why wait?
Yep. So to expand on what you're talking about, Chris, I'm going to say 95% over and over again. Somebody like me and the group that I run with, our business platform is dramatically different than anything else you see in so-called financial services. Sounds kind of corny, but we are the Netflix of financial services. We think different. We entertain a different group of people, and we empower them. We don't just ask them for 401k money out of your check on Friday, and you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We show you where it's going. We show you why it's going there, and then we eventually hand you the reins to be empowered and run your own financial life.
That's a great smile to have on your face when you open up your statement in 5 years to say, wow, look how simple this was to do.
Yep.
It encourages you to do more or maybe more.
And
why not?
And with that being said, you talk about statements. This will blow everybody's mind unless you're a 5%er.
Right.
This will blow your mind what I'm about to say. When you open said statement, I will show my clients where to put their money at a greater rate of return. Hear this close. Literally zero chance of losses in the market. Zero. We're all trained to watch the market.
Hang on a second, Mark.
Don't interrupt my role.
Okay.
Zero.
Wow.
We're all programmed that Wall Street goes up and down, and stick with it, young man, stick with it, young lady, because it's a long term. What I have to show my clients is why not to get involved, quite frankly, in a 401k. They do have their upsides if there's a match from the employer. But there's products out there you can get so much more return with literally zero risk and a bunch of other cool little side dishes with it, which we can get into if you want. But I wanted to dangle that out here. I'm going to say it again. Zero risk in the market, greater return. 95% of people don't know that's out there. I do. I'm Johnny Appleseed.
Well, you know what? That comes from education.
Boom.
You know, if you're not educated, you don't know. It's kind of like this show, right? We talk about energy efficiencies. A lot of people don't realize that doing some of these things and really it doesn't take much to save more money. So whatever little bit you can save, I always tell people, put it in the cookie jar, put it in a vehicle that makes sense to help you get debt-free. You know, it's like making an extra house payment a year to knock out 10, 15 years. And it's so stupid. I mean, if it was up to me, I would definitely not only make an extra house payment a year, stuff a couple hundo or maybe $200-300 a month away for this program you're talking about. And you said it again, zero
Market risk.
I mean, I need to know more. Seriously. So you're going to help me get Carter.
Yep.
Well, no, not just Carter, not just the audience, but me. There's things. I mean, I've seen a couple of your demonstrations and stuff like that. Of course, every time I left the stage, I had wood, at least for a week, and my brain was on fire and stuff like that.
Yep.
What happened was life.
Yep.
And then it pushes me back down, and I get busy again.
I was about to rip on you with love because Chris has joined me at a few events and what have you, a few meetings, a few.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and what happens is he's a prime example of us. I'll take the hit with him because I'm an us with Chris Moss. What happens is, and this is what we don't want to happen to like young Carter.
Yeah.
What happens is he gets up the next day, and we all wake up. It's not on purpose. It's pre-programmed. We wake up with negative thoughts from the previous day, the previous week, and then we get engrossed in what I call life again.
Yeah.
And my job is to try and keep people focused and fired up about the future. It's so cliche. There's a reason our automobiles have a huge front windshield and a little tiny rearview mirror.
Right.
Because we don't give a shit about the rearview mirror.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's happened happens. It's done.
Yeah.
Let's look forward. But we are pre-programmed. Chris admitted to being a great example. He sees reality, what can be done. Numbers don't lie.
Yep.
We've done that part.
Yep.
And then the phone rings and you get pulled 12 different directions by life.
Yep. So you're going to help me position Carter in a nice future.
We're going to make Carter a millionaire.
Yeah.
I said it. Let me repeat that slower. We're going to make Carter a millionaire.
How do you say no to that, folks? Seriously. Which one of you out there right now have grandkids that are doing very well? They're very bright kids, and you think their future is going to be so positive, it's sickening. How about sprinkling a little advice on top of that by saying, let's position them, let's set them up for success. Let's put this little nut away on the side. I mean, it's chump change if you think about it.
I'm going to share a personal story with you. It's not literally my family, but somebody very close. And actually, Chris has met this gentleman, but I'll leave names out of it.
Okay.
So this gentleman does real well in life. We're talking a couple $100K a year. Has a great life.
Not bad.
Works real hard. And he has 2 children, and they are around Carter's age. One's maybe 8, a little boy and a little girl. Now, this guy's in the financial game, and he's been doing it 20 years. So what he's done, and the agreement, although his kids are too young to recognize it yet, the agreement he will have with them is this. He is literally putting away $178 a month for each one of his kids at this age, the Carter age, 6 to 8, okay? They don't know what's going on, and his deal with them, when they can comprehend, i.e. high school, headed to whatever college, he will pay 100% for whatever school they want to go to. How is he going to do that? He has been building this storage war chest of cash since they were little at $178 a month in this particular vehicle I'm speaking of, and I'll be happy to share in depth later. These two kids, if they don't touch the money when they retire, and he has them targeted at age 55, so that's not horrific.
No.
They will both be worth approximately $4.2 million each.
$4.2 million each?
Yeah. So what he'll do when it becomes college time, he will make the deal with them. You go through school, you complete school at a certain GPA level, I will pay for it. You don't have to deal with it. And then when you're done and successful in that, then I will turn this that I built for you over to you. You'll continue to fund it. He's not going to fund it until they're 55. He'll be dead. But when they're out of college and in a career, whatever they choose, they'll begin to fund out of self-responsibility.
Yes.
But he's got them on track. And for the record, the college, if you have any sense with finance at all, there's going to be so much money built in that, he'll carve a slice out and pay the education.
You know,
it's not coming out of his pocket.
You know, I mean, think about it. These kids that are going to college right now.
The ones in debt?
Yeah. I hate to say that. They got some of these college kids as debt collectors calling other college kids. That's sad, dude.
Yep.
Thank you, FAFSA, and, you know, the parent loan program. I got stuck in one of those.
Been there.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's still following me, too. I think I have like 10 grand left. But anyways, you know, the principle of that whole thing is, you know, why wait to get hammered when you can do it now? And it's so stupid. I must spend, I don't know, $50, $60 a month at Jack in the Box. That's so stupid.
So let's travel down that road. I don't want the audience to think what we're talking about, because we're speaking of your grandson, that what I do is for children. That's just a sliver. Anybody can participate in what I do at any level. There's a road to be traveled.
So my daughter Alyssa, at 26, is a perfect candidate as well.
She needs to get on point, need to get an audience with her.
She makes a grip of money.
We've spoken.
Yeah. So she should definitely put some of that in a box somewhere.
So I'm gonna have some fun with Chris here. When I shared this with him about a year plus ago, he actually interrupted our meeting. This is how smart he is. Interrupted our meeting. I have the memory of an elephant.
I know.
And he said, And he said, stop talking. And he got a sticky out, wrote down his daughter's name and number, and then her boyfriend. Are they still together?
You know, that's another story.
Okay.
Life moves on.
Other podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway, but he's telling me his daughter, who is this age, you know, quarter century old, and has a great career, you need to help her. And then we were able to continue on with our meeting. But that's how smart Chris is. He stopped the meeting. The light bulb went on. He cared so much about his daughter, gave me the contact info. Now, I'm going to have some fun with Alyssa. I reached out to her, and she was very, very physically busy. You could hear it in her voice. I called her in the 2 weeks later, per her request, and she tried to put me off for 6 months because she's so busy.
Yeah.
So what I saw there was somebody that used to be Carter and probably rode a tricycle, a pink one.
Yep.
And life grabbed her, and then somebody knocked on her door, albeit a cell phone, and that would be me, from her father. But her life got so jacked up and busy, like her father, she has not given somebody like me an hour of her time.
Yeah,
so she's going down a road of overspending and counting on maybe some Social Security or Prince Charming. No
Yeah.
direction.
Got a lot of road bumps in the way.
I still have her phone number right here. You want me to show it to you?
No,
I got my phone in my hand.
Hey, let me tell you, I'm going to talk to her again. Definitely get her in place. Now, everybody that I come across when we do anything financial and when it comes to saving energy and stuff like that, I am telling them straight up, while we're doing this, we're going to help you. We're going to direct you in the right way to start saving money at the same time for your siblings. Or, hey, how about yourself?
Yep.
Forget putting this money into a savings account.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh.
Now we're going to have some fun. Okay, a checking account, savings account pays us almost literally nothing. We all know that. I have a client that got cocky with me that said, I'm in a preferred checking account. And he was arrogant.
What does that mean?
Yeah, he's a salesperson at BMW. See where I'm going with this? And he was proud to tell me, and he's Alyssa's age.
Oh.
He gets a preferred account. Guess what? 2% interest.
Mr. Know-It-All.
Hey, folks. Chris, answer this for me. What is going on with inflation? What's the number?
It's definitely 3% or above.
Yep.
And
so,
that's every year.
So you're actually losing a point.
Percent doing it.
You're
Wow.
losing a point by keeping your money idle.
And then the bank takes your money, loans it to ABC Company or Mr. or Mrs. Jones at 8%. So it's a perfect scenario
I'm
for
going
them.
to teach the audience something. I'm going to give them something to hang their hat on, which the 95% probably don't know. So if you're listening, I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to ask you to write this down. Yes, it's my sarcasm.
Let me get out my big marker.
Get your big marker. Chris, follow along. Folks that are listening, show of hands, have you ever heard of the rule of 72? I'll wait. Write it down. Okay.
Rule of 72.
So
Yeah,
let me help
it's
you.
powerful.
Let me help you with the rule of 72. Einstein called it, he didn't invent it,
Right.
called it the eighth wonder of the world, and it's the quickest way to financial independence. So here I go. I'm going to go slow. Let's say you're getting 2% at your bank. Let's say you have $10K in the bank. You divide that 2 into 72. Chris, help me with the math. What is that number?
Geez, 2 into 72 really quick. So we got,
Let's say 36.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Divided by 2. Here, I got my calculator on.
Okay.
Mark.
So it's 36. It's going to take 36 years, to
Oh, my
Chris's
God.
point, for your 10K to turn into 20. Now, wait a minute.
Oh,
I'm a
geez,
great bank.
Louise.
I'm a great bank.
Yeah.
I'm going to up you to 4%.
Wow.
So it's going to take you 18 years
18
for
years.
your 10 to
18?
turn into 20.
18
Wait a
years.
minute. I'm a great bank. I'm going to turn you into a 6%
No
account.
way.
It's going to take 9 years for your 10K to turn into 20. Does that seem like a deal to you?
If you could find it, and you're not going to find it.
Well, you're looking at him.
Oh, well, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wait 36 years when you can do it in 9 years or less, depending on how much you put in?
So
That makes sense.
Chris makes a point, although he didn't realize what he was doing. So let me go to the other side of the coin. You are correct. Your money's sitting in the bank earning nothing. The average credit card interest rate is what? I'm going to be nice.
Yeah, it's 27%.
I was going to say 26.
It's silly, stupid.
So they're paying you 2 points. Hell, they're paying you 6 points. They're pulling in the 20s. Hell, let's just call it 20. So picture a snowball that's running at 20 miles an hour
Oh, yeah.
versus one that's running at 4%, 4 miles an hour. How fast is that snowball growing versus the little 4%? Now watch what happens. If you take that 10K and you put it in at age 30, by the time you're 80, that is going to be literally worth under 100K. You take that and reverse the rule of 72. I'm only going to do 12%. Let's say they're only charging 12% to the 95 of us out here. That by the time that money hits 80K, you'll have 80K and you're going to die. They have just got the snowball rolling. By the time you're 80 years old, them running with your money at the same calendar years is worth $5.4 million.
Insane.
You think they're happy to hand you a check for $80K?
Hello?
Hell yes, they are.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Who's to say they're not doing the same thing? You know what? Wouldn't surprise you, would it?
Nope, not at all.
That's insane, man.
So the 5% that understand money, and I don't mean to sound disparaging, and know what to do with it, they're the folks we see when we're on the freeway that Chris mentioned for me being here late today.
We're in the Matrix.
Yeah, they're the ones that you see. They got a goddamn bathrobe on. They're picking up the newspaper at the end of the drive like Tony Soprano with a cup of coffee. And we're driving by them and trying to figure it out.
Yeah, right.
We're trying to figure out what do they do in their Tuesday morning bathrobe while you're in line trying to make the light. Yes or no?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is what I do.
Wow.
It's my passion. You can hear me idle a little bit high. 95% of people don't understand and don't have the options in front of them, the possibilities presented. So that's what I do. And a little dig at the 95% of all my time in this business. We're afraid to talk to people about our money.
Hey, Mark, what I want to know is, are you giving out free, those robes every time you sign somebody up? I mean, you're setting them up for success. That's exactly what you're doing.
I'll tell you what happens when we end up setting a family up for success and putting them on a path.
It's got to be a great, refreshing moment.
It's a huge feeling. It's such a high to know that you helped a family and you brought clarity and vision to them, because most don't have it and they're nervous to say that they don't. They're so grateful. By the way, we do all this for free. Stop.
What?
Yep. How do we get paid? Because I've got the naysayers typically when I get in this conversation.
Yeah.
So the level of people we run with, our providers, if you will, and I can drop the big, and I'll have some fun, Chris. Here we go.
Okay.
Nationwide is...
Yeah, on your side.
Okay, so they're one of 150 people we run with. Pack Life, The Whale.
Oh, yeah.
We run with Snoopy as well.
Big companies.
Yeah. Transamerica. My company is my company is $543 billion in liquid assets.
$540 billion?
$543 billion in liquid
Wow.
assets. We're the marketing arm. You don't hear much about us.
It's a silent thing.
We target the 95% and we try and help them. Yes, they're wildly grateful. Folks, if you meet somebody like me, let us help pop the hood, because we truly are trying to help. We don't charge for that service, for that hour of time. We don't. We reverse engineer it. We find out who you are, where you're trying to go, the goals you're trying to accomplish, be it travel, be it college expense, be it second home, be it retirement, whatever it is. We gather that information like a really good physician. We go back to the lab. We engineer a couple options. We bring it back to you, and we help you pick a path. Now,
so you give them a full examination.
Correct.
Jeez, I got to pay my doctor to do that.
Yeah. So we do it for free. Now, again, circling back to how do we get paid. We are very highly sought after. We are the Uber of financial. We are the Netflix of financial.
Love it.
And these large providers, and I could drop the names, they want to be on our product shelf, and we only run with A-rated. If they slip, they're removed from our shelf.
Whoa.
So we only run with A, and when we team up a family with one or two of these folks' products, they compensate our company, not you.
So you do your due diligence on these companies to make sure they have the proper ethics and everything in place that's going to help your customers. And if they don't, you're kicking them to the curb, and they don't want to go there.
Nope.
And then because you're investing in these top tier companies, and there's not a lot of them really, they're compensating you for the services.
We brought them an audience, and
How
they're
cool
grateful
is
that we
man?
do that. So that's how, quite frankly, we get paid.
Wow.
Now, how do we survive? I'll be real bold. If we do a good job for a client, they're more than happy to tell a friend who tells a friend who tells a friend. We're strictly referral based. You don't see commercials.
I don't. Never.
You don't see commercials.
Never. Wow.
It's strictly referral. It's a highly regulated business. I'm highly licensed, and the folks I run with my group carry severe, heavy licenses. Chris, you've been to the office.
Yeah.
You have to check in. You get tagged up. It's very formal.
Yeah.
Our office doors have to be locked. Our drawers and file cabinets literally have to be locked. At any time, the state can come walking in.
Wow.
And literally see if that, I'm pointing at one of Chris's file cabinets. Is that unlocked right now?
That's where I have all my liquor.
Yeah, then we'll get to that after the
Okay.
podcast. It is Friday. I apologize for the passion, folks, but I appreciate everybody
crazy
listening.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I like the part to where you told me about, these things are growing and growing and the money's considering just going through the roof. And if the market has a problem, give me that analogy
Okay,
again
so
about
I'm
the
going to go
cement truck.
slower on that. Yeah.
I love the cement truck.
I'm going to do it.
It's my favorite.
See, this, we think the same. Okay, so here we go. Everybody in your mind, picture what Wall Street looks like, and yes, I'm disparaging. It looks like the heartbeat on the blip chart when somebody's dying. It's
That's
up, it's
right.
down. We all follow. It's got.
I'm scared of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's got its spikes.
Yeah.
It's got its peaks and valleys. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Now, picture this: when your money gets into the proper venue, and that's what we do for folks, and they don't know it exists. When there's a spike in the market, a financial win, your money goes up and you just picked up some wins. You got a little more money in your pocket. But wait a minute, you wake up on Monday and there's a decline or even, God forbid, a crash in the market.
Yeah.
What your money does, it's at that spike, at that peak, if you will, it stops. It steps off the playing field and it backfills with concrete. And then your money does not get back on the playing field until there's another increase. So you enjoy all the ups of the market. So here comes another up. You enjoy that win again. Wait a minute, you woke up on a Wednesday and the market had a decline. Your money politely steps off the playing field. It backfills with concrete again. Your principal never, ever goes down. You only enjoy the wins. Yes, it's very real. This is what we show folks. They just don't know it exists. I call it the 95% Club.
Hello.
Boom.
Wow. That's mind-blowing. I have never been told by any financial service, and I've got friends that do these other guys. I won't mention the name because they're not advertising. But anyways, these other guys that are doing it, I have never heard this same analogy.
Yep. And
it's
here's
always
why.
been stock market based.
And here's why. To dig a little deeper about what I do in financial services, we handle everything from literally life insurances to annuities, 401ks, Roths, the whole bit. The folks that Chris is talking about, they get paid by you whether you win or lose.
That's right.
And I'm not going to say they don't care. But I really enjoy the movie Wolf of Wall Street. They don't.
One of my favorites.
They don't care.
Yeah.
And they don't have the licenses to do what we do. They're not literally by law. I'll give that to you again.
You're regulated.
They're literally by law not allowed to speak about the products that we're able to do because they're not licensed for it. I'm going to take a hit. I'm at a certain level of license with the state of California. There's people Chris and I know mutually. I'll drop a name.
Oh, yeah.
Laura Farrow.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
This gal is licensed to the hilt. Series 6, Series 660. She can do a ton of things with annuities and what have you, variable, fixed. I literally am not allowed to speak about those products. It's against the law. If I have a client that is outside of my box, I have to shut up. I bring in the proper person. Because as Chris mentioned, it's a highly regulated business. And we know why, because of everything that happened in 07, 08, 09, 010.
Dude, I had many friends lose everything in literally 5 days. Houses, money. I had a friend that had a 401k that was from XYZ company. It was so beautiful to find out that $105,000 that he was putting into this thing was magically gone.
It turned into what do we call a 201k?
201k.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's half gone. I mean, literally, he called me up and he was depressed.
Yep.
And there was nothing
Nope.
he could do about it.
Yeah, well, he can call me.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Hey, Mark, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, seriously, Mark Scholl is his name. Give these guys your phone number, please.
My personal cell, which like the 95% we all live on, is 951-733-3769.
Say it again, Mark. You're on the radio.
951-733-3769.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to actually post this at the end.
Sure.
So they have a way to get a hold of you, maybe an email address and something like that. I want everybody on this planet, especially Southern California, right, that is probably one of the best states to be in, to seriously start focusing on their financial future. And remember, whatever you do to your house, it's going to save you money on your utilities. Remember, it's saving you money. Solar happens to be the biggest one, right? Electric vehicles are being placed all over the planet right now. You know, Southern California Edison's about to charge you $356 million and put it on your electric bill.
Another line item charge?
Yeah, just to put these in there and then have the convenience to charge you for it. So this is serious. Electric vehicles are serious now. We're in the mainstream. Solar, commercial, residential. Anybody that's doing that, that's saving any money, should put a big chunk of that into Mark's plans. Seriously.
It's actually your plans, folks. I just give you guidance.
You're just the guy. You're just what do they call that? The guy at the the day camp. He's the instructor or whatever the hell he
I'm
is.
the camp counselor.
Camp counselor. You're a money counselor. It's what you are.
That's it.
Wow, I like that.
No charge.
Mark the
Happy
money
to help.
counselor. Absolutely. So Carter, by the end of the day today, is going to get these two special numbers that you needed to get things rolling. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to start little Carter on this adventure, and I'm going to teach him about money the way Mark has taught me about money.
There you go.
So his kids will grow up wealthy, and at the end of the day, they won't have to suffer. Hey, I don't want some kid in the future to go to Costco and look at cat food as a supplement. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's a joke. But seriously, there's a lot of people out there that are making some dumb decisions, and this is the best one you could ever make.
So Chris in closing makes a really, really good point. If you have the wherewithal as a grandparent like Chris, and again, we're not totally talking about children or grandchildren, but he makes a great, great point. He is in a position to literally change the family financial wealth road. That's what he's talking about doing. He's talking about changing generational wealth inside of his family. And for very little contribution financially, at the end of the game, young Carter, who we've talked a lot about today, which is pretty cool, his life and then his family, we're all going to be long gone. His family will have been changed by what Chris Moss is entertaining doing. Small contribution up front, let it roll into the big snowball, no market risk. This young man is going to grow up being able to make his own decisions, and if he plays it right, he's changed the generational financial wealth of the Moss family moving forward, and it started with this podcast.
And you know what? The smartest thing is of this whole thing is I'm going to mentally educate him, and so are you, when he gets to a specific point in life so he can pay it forward to somebody else.
Yep.
Isn't that the best thing in the world, man?
It feels so good.
I mean, isn't that a great feeling? Hopefully everybody's light bulbs is turned on. And if your light bulb didn't turn on, you need to call my friend Mark Scholl. Seriously, just give him a call on his cell phone. It's 951, right, Mark?
Yep.
951-733-3769. Mark Scholl at 951-733-3769. Mark, I love you like a brother, man. Thank you very, very much for, I know you call it re-educating. I guess when I turned 57, I got a little boneheaded. But I got a great friend, and I love you like a brother, man. You do
Thanks,
some
man.
great things. You've done great things in the past.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of your future because you have jumped into something that you awesomely enjoy.
Yep. I'm
And
wildly
that
passionate
makes me
about
feel
it.
good. You're passionate, man. Hey, everybody. Again, Mark Scholl, 951-733-3769. Thanks, Mark. Happy Friday. Go do something great. I'm going to go fly my new trilobite. I got this octopus kite. You should join me. I'll be 949, baby, Huntington
Club
Beach.
949. We
Right?
have a deal. We have a deal. We're not dead yet.
Let's do it, baby.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me,
again,
Chris.
Mark.
Bye,
Appreciate you coming
everybody.
down.
The Energy Hour was brought to you by
Got your latest electric bill? Is it less than last month or last year? Probably not. But if you had a solar system from QHI, it would be. Your electric meter could be running backwards. Right now, get a QHI system installed for no money down, no out-of-pocket expenses. Get an immediate savings on your electric bill. Call 909-609-5437. Solar is all they do. Call QHI 909-609-5437.
For beauty, efficiency, and power, the only product we know in the solar industry is Solaria. Maximum power. For nearly 25 years, Solaria has set the pace for solar panel performance, efficiency, reliability, quality, and design. Maximum power. Solaria continues to leverage its patented technology, engineering expertise, and sophisticated automation into creating one of the most attractive, energy-efficient solar panels available on the market today. Maximum power. What really defines home solar? How about Solaria? Quality you can trust for your home or business. Solaria is the new benchmark for solar energy. Where do you get this panel for your home or business? Go to QHIinc.com. That's QHIINC.com/Solaria. SOLARIA.
Thank you for listening to The Energy Hour. Visit them on the internet by going to QHIinc.com/TEO. That's QHIINC.com/TEO.